Hello.
And welcome back to Misfits and Tidbits.
This
is my drink.
That is your drink.
Sorry, it's like perfectly. I was holding it perfectly so the label was like.
And this is my drink.
Is that what you think it is, ladies and gentlemen?
It's a big, giant beer.
It's not. It's a teeny, tiny water.
It's a beer. Big boy beer.
Baby bitch water.
Baby bitch beer.
You know we're filming this too, right? You can see.
No. That part got cut out of the video. This whole part. It's blurred.
It's just like TV static, just your can.
Yeah. Welcome back to our little curiosity corner. Information station.
I like that.
Dojo of debauchery. Yeah. We'll cut it there.
Knowledge college.
Well, isn't that all college? Kind of. Some colleges. Debatable.
My college made me stupider. I got so much smarter once I dropped out of college.
Yeah. I think dropping out of college was the smartest thing you've ever done.
I agree. It's really funny because never mind, I'm not making this out. It's gonna be ridiculous.
Okay, we are your host. I'm Ethan. That's what I said.
You said host.
We are your host.
Yeah, and you're our parasite.
Parasite.
Yeah, host parasite. You know.
Oh.
You are a pair of sights. Because y'all looking good.
Pair of sights for Soar's eyes.
Soar's eyes. I am Juneau.
I'm Ethan.
And we are your hosts. As Ethan said, we are a curiosity podcast, and basically what that means is just we are curious about things in the world. We have various interests among the three of us. We have a lovely cameraman named Sergio. And we like to just explore those and things that we wanted to know about from school that we never really got to learn about, or things in the world that were never really explained to us when we were growing up, or things that we've heard vaguely about but want to know way more about. Things that we think are important, things that are silly, all of the above we learn about. So I do all the research during the week, and then I regurgitate it to y'all, hopefully in a fun manner.
Any more things?
Rate, like, subscribe. Are you fucking kidding?
No, I meant any more things because you're like things like this, or things like this, or things like. And it was just, I was making fun of you.
Yeah, it sounds right. I'm getting work messages. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Okay.
Work's important.
It's not involved me, but it's just notifying me. Just punched my computer. Anyway.
Happy Monday. Welcome back. How are you doing this fine Monday? Just tell me how you think you're going to be doing in like 5 days. Is that 5 days? 4 days? Whatever amount of days. 4 days.
What do you think we're going to do Sunday?
I don't know. Not a lot. Because we got a dinner on Saturday.
Oh, I kind of want to get obliterated on Saturday.
Have fun doing that.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I will have like a good old-fashioned time like we used to.
Like we used to. So Sunday's gonna be spent throwing up for you.
No, I literally found my hangover trick. It is eating a huge meal the second I wake up.
Yeah, but you've been doing that after drinking like a couple of drinks.
I've been doing that like after like throwing up the first time, and then I'm fine.
Yeah, but it's not as severe as like when you used to drink like
2 bottles of wine to myself.
2 bottles of wine and then wake up and just you can't do anything but throw up. Like if you woke up feeling like that, I don't think you could just put down a whole meal because it would immediately shoot back up. Projectile. It's a real thing.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah. So
anyway.
So be cautious.
I will. I don't want to feel like shit. That's not my goal. My goal is to just like have fun. So I don't drink that often or like ever now. So really fun.
Yeah.
I kind of do. So it'll be fun. Anyway, so Saturday we're doing that. Sunday, the reason why I ask is because what we do Sunday kind of depends on my Monday. Or
Gotcha.
my Monday depends on our Sunday. I think I'll probably be tired, but okay. And instead of working, I'll probably do a lot of DVD and maybe take a nap.
So while people are listening to this, you're probably playing video games or napping. Nice.
Yeah, sleeping or playing video games. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Gigi listens to it at like 6:30 a.m., which I am also sleeping during.
Yeah. I'm usually kind of awake. And hating my life.
How do you think you'll be doing on Monday?
Tired.
Yeah.
Tired all the time.
Yeah.
But fine. I like weekends now because I haven't been working on weekends.
Yes, that is the thing.
I've been doing we do podcast stuff on Saturday. Sundays are free days. So, I actually take weekends now. So I think I'll be fine. Mondays have been okay.
Good. We're thinking about getting a second dog. I know that doesn't have anything to do with anything, but I'm just really excited about it.
Yeah. A fluffy one.
A fluffy one.
A fluffy one.
It's been so fucking frustrating though, because Ethan's like, I want a dog with fur. Dogs with no fur, no fun to pet. And I'm like, okay, here are several dogs with fur. And he's like, I don't have to deal with all that fur. I'm like, what the fuck?
You sent me a
are you
dog
talking
literally named Snow Globe. Picture a fluffy dog named Snow Globe.
It was a short-haired husky.
It was a floofy, just white as hell dog.
This is Snow Globe.
And this is a Snow Globe.
What's the difference?
Spot the difference. They're the same picture.
But yeah, anyway. So exciting.
Yeah.
And,
what aliens are we talking about this week?
I hope it's
They're all spooky.
I'm so upset that I didn't like that one movie. Arrival?
Arrival?
Yeah.
Why didn't you like it?
I was like, I thought it was so damn cheesy and like.
I watched it again recently, and it was better than I remember it being. I remember it being good.
Yeah.
The payoff was so stupid to me. It was like the whole thing was pretty obvious, and at the end they make it this big fucking deal, and you're just like, okay.
Just because you're too smart for movies doesn't mean you have to put them down like that, God. I see where you're going with this. Bullshit.
It's like, he's a scientist. And then her daughter comes up to her and she's like, can you help me with my science project? And then fucking Amy Adams is like, your dad was always better at science. And you're like, oh my God, they were together at some point. And you realize that she's seeing into the fucking future. And then at the end, it's like, I'm giving you the gift to be able to see in the future. And you're like, that's what we've been watching this whole movie. Spoilers.
Spoilers at the end. Spoilers, by the way. Everything you just heard. Yeah, just explain the whole movie. Yeah. No, I know the movie. I just thought it was good. It's a good movie.
You know what's a good movie? Annihilation.
Annihilation is a good movie.
I like that one.
I think Arrival has a better plot than Annihilation. Annihilation is just a cooler movie. I think it's more fun.
I also just think it's better done. Oh my God, the fucking way Tessa Thompson dies in that movie is like the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Don't remember.
She turns into flowers.
Oh yeah.
Wait, no, I seen that one. That was Robert Pattinson, right?
No, it's with your boy Oscar
Isaac. And
never mind,
Natalie
spoilers.
Portman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, this has been Movie Corner.
Yeah, thanks for joining us for a little movie chat.
I can't stop rearranging our house either. I think it's an anxiety thing, but I literally cannot stop rearranging our house. It's like every other day Ethan comes home and some piece of furniture is in another fucking place.
Yeah, and every time you're like, what do you think? I'm like, looks good.
No, he says, I don't care.
That's not what I say. I said, yeah, looks good.
He has no opinions.
I never say, I don't care. That's so rude. When do I ever come home and say something that rude?
You're thinking it.
No, I'm not. I'm just, well, I mean, technically, yeah, I don't care if it's here or there. It looks good both places. Not that, like, yeah, I don't care what you did here. It's just stupid. Stop moving things. That was part of the thought. I'm not saying that you can move things as way it looks. Clearly, I don't care.
Yeah.
Your brain is just all over the place.
It really is. Anyway.
So what kind of aliens are we talking about?
Okay, let's jump in. Actually, one more thing. I don't have my notes up, and B, if you are on an iPhone, please go to Apple Podcasts and give us a 5-star review and like give us a little like tidbit of a review. We don't ask a lot of you, but that would be really wonderful. Okay.
Yes, please do that. And then also follow and subscribe and like and share and all those good things on every platform that you happen to be
wherever
listening.
you listen. So this one, I don't think it'll be a shorter one. It might be, but you have some funsies at the end.
I have some funsies at the end.
So we should be good.
Okay.
This week, we are talking about the Chicago World's Fair or the World's Columbian Exposition.
Ooh.
Yes.
Is that where PBR got its blue ribbon? I knew that.
Okay.
Oh, I asked because I just wanted to mention that.
My sources this week, I do mention it also. My sources this week are Wikipedia, PBS, architecture.org, and Britannica. So this is the fair.
That's exactly what I picture whenever someone says, it mentions the Chicago like World's Fair. Yeah. That's literally exactly what
yeah.
Not exactly in that photo, but picture a balloon in the Ferris wheel.
So
I think it's just because every ad for it is that.
Yeah.
But that was an actual picture of it, so I don't think I've ever actually seen any actual photos of the World's Fair.
That's a good ad then, if you.
I mean,
it paints a proper picture.
Yeah, it really did.
This is gonna be I'm gonna read most of my notes and everything, but I also read Devil in the White City like 2 years ago. So there are some tidbits that I have just that I remembered from that. It's like factually accurate, and it goes through the construction of the fair in way more detail than I was able to find online. So there are just some like little tidbits that I remember that I'll probably share throughout.
Cool.
So I guess Devil in the White City would be another source, but yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so the Chicago World's Fair was a World's Fair held in Chicago in 1893 to celebrate the 400th anniversary. That's university and anniversary put together. Anniversary of Christopher Columbus's arrival in the New World in 1492.
That boy a bitch.
That boy a big old bitch. The fair also served to show the world that Chicago had risen from the ashes of the Great Chicago Fire, which had destroyed much of the city in 1871. I was listening to an episode of My Favorite Murder today, and they mentioned it because they were talking about the Boston Fire, and Chicago Fire happened like 2 years before that or whatever. And so they tried to use some of the methods of that, and then they just made the fire way worse. Anyway, so the exposition was an influence socially and culturally, and had a profound effect on architecture, sanitation, the arts, Chicago's self-image, and American industrial optimism. So we'll go a little bit more into that as we go, move forward. But it was just one of the most influential events that had happened in America.
Sounds good.
Like the 1876 Centennial Exposition before it, the fair provided a showcase for American power and a reflection of the nation's prevailing values. So it was really just like America sucking its own dick.
Oh yeah, flexing yourself.
America took their shot at a World's Fair to beat the size and influence of the previous World's Fair, which was held in Paris in 1889. And it was known as the Exposition Universelle, and it was the event for which the Eiffel Tower was built, which at the time of the Eiffel Tower's building, it was the tallest structure in the world.
Fuck yeah.
Yes.
Remember that fact I told you about the guy that did the thing? He, I don't remember his name, but he was like the
guy that made it so that you would shoot babies out of people.
No, not that guy. I didn't tell you on the show. It was off the record.
Oh.
There was a guy, I don't remember his name. Someone probably knows what I'm talking about out there, but he was like a tailor or something. He worked with, clothing, and he fashioned himself a wearable parachute, and he jumped off the Eiffel Tower to prove that it worked.
Died.
It did not work.
Yeah.
He died. It's pretty rough. Anyway, go on.
So, Chicago takes on Paris's World's Fair.
Mm-hmm.
Well, America takes on Paris's World's Fair. And ends up being 4 times bigger than the Paris World's Fair.
Wow.
Yes.
Go big or go to Chicago.
What makes a fair a World's Fair?
I will go into that.
Okay.
Yeah. So many prominent civic, professional, and commercial leaders from around the United States participated in the financing, coordination, and management of the fair, which makes sense. It was a lot of fucking wealthy people trying to like showcase America to make more money. Mm-hmm. So they obviously wanted to be a part of it. The fair was planned in the early 1890s during the Gilded Age of rapid industrial growth, immigration, and class tension. So there are some tidbits that go along with that as far as like the visitation and stuff like that. Civic leaders in St. Louis, New York City, Washington, D.C., and Chicago, so those 4 cities, expressed interest in hosting the fair to generate profits, boost real estate values, and promote their cities. So in those specific areas, they wanted to be the people to have the fair hosted. But Congress was called upon to decide the final location. And when they were called, New York ended up having its financiers, I guess, J.P. Morgan, Cornelius Vanderbilt, and William Waldorf Astor, among others, pledged $15 million to finance the fair if Congress awarded the fair's grounds to be in New York. While Chicagoans, however you pronounce that, Chicagoans.
Chicagoanians.
Chicago Bills.
Chicago Bills.
The folks in Chicago, Charles T. Yerkes, Marshall Field, Philip Armour, Gustavus Swift, and Cyrus McCormick offered to finance the whole fair. So New York was like $15 million, and Chicago was just like literally any expense that it takes, we'll finance it. But what finally persuaded Congress that Chicago was a better decision for the location was banker Lyman Gage raised several $1 million in a 24-hour period over and above New York's final offer.
Damn.
Yeah, so they were fucking serious about getting this fucking fair.
Is McCormick the same McCormick that makes spices?
I don't think so. He was a banker, not a spicer.
Maybe he became
a spicist.
A spice scientist.
Maybe he was a spicy banker.
He might have been a spicy banker.
The board supervising the fair invented a lot of shit, but they invited, Frederick Law Olmsted, who is America's premier landscape architect, to develop a site and plan for the fair, which, like, thinking about it now, do we have a premier architect? Is there like one fucking architect in America that they're like, we must have James P. Sullivan? That's not how Harris made it together. But you know what I mean.
No, but it's probably a lot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like, at this time though, there
probably weren't as many, like, because now it's like there are like 5 buildings going up every other day.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a lot more efficient to build things and a lot easier, and there's a lot more like real estate. So I feel like there's just like a shit ton of them, and there probably are like a handful that are like the renowned people, but I don't know enough. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So America's premier landscape architect. He was to develop a site and plan for the fair in Chicago. So Olmsted chose Jackson Park on Lake Michigan as the location of the fair. And rather than design a landscape, Olmsted and his partner Harry Codman conceived of a spectacular seascape, because this was to commemorate the 400th anniversary of the arrival of the folks, the Europeans, whatever the fuck they were.
Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Yes. It shows you how much I know about fucking anything. So along with the lake itself, a series of artificial pools and canals would contrast with islands and raised terraces for the buildings. So it would be like an entire like full like terrain.
Yeah.
Daniel Hudson Burnham, the chief of construction for the fair, enthusiastically adopted this proposal to make it a seascape rather than just a landscape. And Burnham suggested that the greatest American architects of the time contributes designs for the buildings. So even though he was the premier architect, they were like, yeah, this is going to be a big fucking fair. Let's have all of the architects. So
all 2 of them.
Oh, yes, exactly. Let's invite the other one.
Let's invite the other guy.
So we have Richard Morris Hunt, who built the facade of the Metropolitan Museum in New York. Charles McKim, who built the New York Public Library. Robert Peabody and George B. Post, who built the New York Times building. Sorry, my therapist is calling me for some. Sorry. And Henry Van Brunt, Louis Sullivan, and William LeBaron Jenney, who built the Home Insurance Building of Chicago, among the first buildings with a steel skeleton.
Sweet.
Yes.
A lot of accomplished folks there.
Yes. Yeah. So and they were like, get him over here. So the sculptor and artist director of the fair, Augustus St. Gaudens, or I think it's like Saint Gaudens or whatever.
Saint Gaudens.
Oversaw the decorative program of the fair, which included works by Daniel Chester French, who later created the statue of Lincoln for the President's Memorial, which is, I've just found that super fucking fascinating, and also the Impressionist painter Mary Cassatt.
Cool.
The fair was to be a prototype of what Burnham and his colleagues thought a city should be. It was designed to follow Beaux Arts principles of design, namely neoclassical architecture principles based on symmetry, balance, and splendor.
Splendor. Gotta have splendor.
I have splendor. And as I just mentioned in the beginning, there is a book about the Chicago World's Fair called Devil in the White City. And you might be wondering, why the heck is it called the White City? And it's because the color of the material generally used to cover the building's facades gave the fair its nickname, because they were white. So it became the White City. The plan offered Chicago a blueprint for growth and influenced city planning around the world. The way that they were actually like building the landscape and everything. Quote, the influence of the exposition on architecture will be to inspire a reversion toward the pure ideal of the ancient, Burnham wrote.
Sweet.
When the architects met in Chicago in 1891 to share their designs with one another, Olmsted noted, quote, the general camaraderie and fervor of the artists was delightful to witness and more delightful to fall into. I just picture like a bunch of white dudes in like a high-rise office building, just continually like shaking each other's hands, just come back and forth for a really long time.
That's what I picture in any high-rise building that I look at. Yeah, any floor like above, I don't know, the middle of the building up, it's just different conference rooms of white dudes shaking each other's hands.
Yeah, it's true.
They just take the elevators to different floors and just shake everybody's hand. That's their 8 hours of work per day. They probably don't put in 8 hours.
Honey, you have no idea how many hands I shook today. I am exhausted.
I'm exhausted.
Oh.
So St. Gaudens, the art director boy guy thing, compared the group to the Italian Renaissance geniuses who built Florence, saying, quote, look here, old fellow. Do you realize that this is the greatest meeting of artists since the 15th century?
He thinks very highly of these folks.
Yes, he does, and himself.
What happened in the 15th century?
15th century was the Renaissance.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
It's the Ninja Turtles.
Yes, exactly. Don Matteo. What's another one?
Leonardo DiCaprio?
No, I meant to mispronounce that.
Oh.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh. Sabaro. That's all I got.
Great. The exposition covered 690 acres, or 2.8 square kilometers. And it featured nearly 200 new but deliberately temporary buildings of predominantly neoclassical architecture, as I said, canals and lagoons, and people and cultures from 46 countries.
Woo.
And I'm so fucking pissed. I Googled high and fucking low. There was nowhere that listed the 46 countries.
Weird.
Yeah. So take my word for it, I guess. Take the internet's word for it. But this, I wanted to show you this souvenir map because it gives like an outline. This was the square of the 2.5 square kilometers of the party exposition.
It's huge.
Yeah, it's very big. Each country built exhibits and pavilions and named national delegates to help the like construction of their pavilions and stuff. So, for example, Haiti selected Frederick Douglass to be its delegate, who was a civil rights leader. The seascape conception, yeah, worked beautifully. Newly designed electric boats, quieter and smaller than steam-powered boats, carried fairgoers around the site, which was like something that they'd never seen before. There were also Venetian gondolas, a Norwegian Viking ship, a Japanese dragon boat, and replicas of Christopher Columbus's ships, the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. The World's Fair Steamship Company ran ferries from Midtown to the ferry with live music on board and the best view of Chicago, available for 15 cents.
Party yachts.
Party yachts.
15 cents.
Party yada 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 yada.
There it is.
Yada 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 yada. Okay, so more than 27 million people attended the exposition during its 6-month run.
Shit.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
Yeah. Its scale and grandeur far exceeded the other World's Fairs, and it became a symbol of the emerging American exceptionalism, which is what I wanted to say literally leading up to this whole time. America was sucking its own dick to really just dip dick to show the rest of the world that America is superior. Yeah, super fucked up. Well, sounds really American.
How times have changed.
Sounds about right. Dedication ceremonies for the fair were held on October 21st, 1892, but the fairgrounds didn't actually open to the public until May 1st, 1893. Did I say 1992? I meant 1892. I did. The fair continued until October 30th, 1893. And I wanted to figure out like how long it took to construct the actual fair. So let me look at this. So Christopher Columbus's arrival was in 1492. 82. 92? 92.
Doesn't matter.
Whatever. Yeah, you get it.
It's all fake anyway.
Whatever. So the fair was actually like bid and proposed in 1882 to mark the actual centennial of it. But they were only granted like the go ahead in 1890, so obviously it was like a while later. And then they opened on May 1st, 1893. So the whole fair itself took 3 years to build, obviously.
A long time.
Yeah.
I mean, they basically built like a temporary
entire city.
Like, city amusement park thing.
Yeah. On October 9th, 1893, the day designated as Chicago Day, the fair set a world record for outdoor event attendance, drawing 751,026 people in one day to one fair.
Fuck.
Yeah. The Columbian Exposition's gross cost was $28,340,700. So $28 million, which is $714,316,626 today, of which $18,678,000 was spent on grounds and buildings. There were some 21.5 million paid admissions to the exposition and an actual total attendance, which I already said. So including the free admissions, there were more than 27 million people. So I did want to give you a little image to show you just like how fucking crowded it was. These are like just all people.
Pass.
Yeah.
Hard pass.
Yeah.
Nope.
So that number, the 27 million, is astounding today. Like, that's a lot of fucking people in 6 months to draw. But even more so when you consider that the population of the United States at that time was only 63 million people. So like half of those people went. Imagine half of America going somewhere at the same time.
Yeah. What would that be now? That'd be so many people.
Be a disgusting amount of people.
No, thank you.
So it's astounding to think that many people went considering the population, but also there was an economic depression at the time and families mortgaged farms and houses or borrowed on their life insurance just to visit this fair. Yeah.
It's just a fair.
It's a once in a lifetime thing. Like it was probably worth it.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Yeah. I mean, they got to try PBR for the first time. So, I mean, the PBR.
The PBR.
So, I mean, yeah, worth it.
So, I did want to give a couple of fun tidbits about the visitation. Helen Keller, along with her mentor Anne Sullivan and Dr. Alexander Graham Bell, visited the fair in the summer of 1893. And
people slamming doors.
I guess it kind of is fitting for this, but serial killer H.H. Holmes attended the fair with two of his eventual victims, Annie and Minnie Williams.
Spooky.
So the cash balance remaining at closing was $446,832, or around $13 million today, making it the first American international exposition to close with a profit.
Wow.
And it made $13 million.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad for a day's work.
It did spend $714 million though, but still. They made all of that back plus 13 in today's money.
It's a lot of fucking money.
Yeah. The millions of visitors who came to Chicago during the fair took home new ideas in commerce, industry, technology, and entertainment. They crossed paths with others from around the world and walked away with a new perspective on Chicago. So that is the fair for you. And next we're going to jump into buildings and attractions. Do you want to take a break?
I do.
Okay.
I would like to pee and grab a brew.
Okay, that sounds good.
Cold brew for my boo.
Perfect.
And we're back.
We back, and 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 we back.
Oh my God, it smells like beer.
It tastes like it too.
It does taste like beer. Wow. Would you look at that?
Oh, wow.
For those of you listening, I am saving money currently. So my rule, I'm saving money for a specific reason. I need to buy a new computer because mine is garbage. So my only rule throughout this saving period is don't buy alcohol. So I'm not buying beer. So I rely on these filming sessions because Sergio is buying the beer to have my beer. So it's a special moment for me.
Sergio's like,
everyone to know.
Should I buy stuff for tonight? And then he's like, I think I'm gonna buy something. And Ethan's like, yes, thank you.
But to be clear, I'm being good. I had backups. I had non-alcoholic beverages in the fridge.
He say water backups. He literally had a tonic water backup and a sparkling water backup.
Yep.
Did you think I was going to buy beer?
I thought just in case you don't want to spend money.
That's true. I don't have any money right now.
It's like I don't want to make you spend. It's like if you want to buy beer for us.
Even though you've been working every single day of the week for the past 2 weeks.
Everything's on a net 60 right now, so I'm poor for now.
What does that mean?
You just bought
I get paid in 60 days.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're going to be so fucking rich in 60 days.
He also just bought like a $250 table.
I did.
For his computer. Or for his thing. For his photography. It's a work expense.
Sure.
But it's essentially a table.
I'm offended that you know more about his purchases than I do.
Well, he told me, I mean, you were here, weren't you?
Maybe.
You were saying,
I think I was tuning everything out.
Stop listening to me.
I'm offended you know more about his life. I'm like, you were right here.
I was like, we talk every day, it's fine.
You just weren't listening. Yeah, y'all talk every day. Like, well, I mean, I talk to Sergio pretty much every day too, just not in depth.
So you can tell we're both are like having a bad day or like a really tired or hangover day when we don't. It's like it's been 8 hours since you replied or whatever.
Yeah. So should I just basically share memes and
it's basically all this is.
And movie reviews.
yeah.
And I always have the wrong review. I always say everything's great.
Yeah.
Everything's good.
We
But
basically
everything's
just,
fine, though.
like tell each other to get face tats back and forth because there's a face tat filter.
Yeah. All right.
Oh shit! Can you grab me the ottoman? I meant to ask when we were on a break.
The ottoman.
The ottoman.
Are we not filming right now?
We
Oh, okay.
are we supposed to? Are we? We are. Yeah.
I am.
Okay. Yeah. I'm recording.
Oh, I meant, am I not supposed to be filming?
Yeah, you're supposed to be.
Okay.
Yeah, we're filming. This is live.
So
Live and in studio.
live and in studio.
Okay.
That wasn't my therapist that called earlier. It was a guy about a puppy.
It was a guy about a puppy.
So hoping that he calls
Sounds
back.
sketchy.
So if he does call back and we have like a weird break, it's because of that. But it's also 7:40 now. But I did email him. Anyway, doesn't matter. I'm excited. That's all I wanted to say. Buildings and attractions?
Attractions and buildings.
Okay. So
Sorry.
the Court of Honors buildings
The what?
The Court of Honors buildings served as exhibition halls housing the newest inventions and appliances for the home and farm, many of them powered by electricity.
Whoa.
So, electricity had
Sorry.
been introduced and exploited at the Paris Exposition of 1889, but in 1893 it was still like unfamiliar to most Americans. Like they didn't really know what electricity was. So the exhibits featured electric incubators for chicken eggs, electric chairs for executions. This was the first introduction of that. An electric sidewalk, an early fax machine that sent pictures over telegraph lines, electric irons, sewing machines, and laundry machines, and this one was my favorite, Thomas Edison's kinetoscope, which was the technically the first motion picture. So you know in BioShock when
This
you
is
have
a bitch. He didn't invent the motion picture. Sorry, that's all I gotta say. I'm really passionate about that story.
Okay, well you should do that at some point.
It's a big story. You should do it. It's not a fun fact story. That was story. It's a big thing.
I'm assuming someone else invented the motion picture and Thomas Edison.
Louis
is
Le
the
Prince. He was French.
Fuck the French. I'm fine saying that Thomas Edison did it.
Whoa. Yeesh.
Anyway, you know in BioShock
I think he was French. I don't know what he was actually.
Infinite, when you go up to like the little things when you get your like flasks of different powers or whatever that you have, and then you go up to like the little like picture boxes where you like put your eyes in. That's what it was. That's a kinetoscope. So like they're kiosks where you go up and you like.
Yeah.
What? I think you're thinking of a kaleidoscope.
Huh?
What was this?
Wait, doesn't it spin?
Yeah. Like the things in there's a bunch of
spin,
them
right?
in Culver City.
Yeah. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
What spins?
Is that what you're? Isn't that? Are we talking about the same thing?
I'm talking about something totally stationary. It's like a little kiosk, and it has basically like a binocular thing, and you like walk up to it, and you put your head in, and you like just see.
Yeah, but
what are
the
you
inside
saying?
is spinning.
The inside
It's spinning
spins, and
different
that's what
pictures.
makes
That's
the
why
motion.
it looks like it's moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have those in Culver City around the city by the downtown area.
So I meant like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
But those,
Yes.
the ones there, they're manual. You spin them yourself to see the motion. I'm sure there were.
So I love that there was like a murder machine in the middle of everything. Oh, here's an electric chair.
Yeah, I know.
We just
I know.
invented
Also-
electricity.
Also, can we talk about the side? What the fuck is an electric
I'll
sidewalk?
tell you in a
Yes.
second. What? Literally, like, we just invented electricity. What
can
can we
kill.
build out of it? Yeah, something to kill people with because hanging isn't enough. Okay. Anyway, an electric sidewalk is a what is it called? What is it called? It's a something later. It's a like a move-a-later. What is it called?
Move later.
No,
Walk-a-later.
remember what? It's a Tig Notaro joke. She's just like, I was on a thingy thing, and she's like, I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I'll give you a hint. I was moving, but standing still. Like, it's one of the, like, in
Skateboard.
the airport.
Oh, those things.
Yeah.
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 Those were invented back then?
Yeah.
For what?
Lazy people.
It's when America started getting fat.
What?
But it did help like move people around the fair.
Wow, it was the introduction of electric sidewalks and PBR. That's the
straight
downfall.
up started obesity.
That's
also
obesity.
I'm going to get to this, but brownies were first shared at the Chicago.
All our problems started here.
Yeah.
This fucking fair for $13 million.
Chicago.
God damn you, Chicago. Sorry for any Chicagoanian listeners.
Chicago Knights.
Chicago Knights.
Chicagoites.
Chicagoites.
Chicago whites, am I right?
Chicago whites.
Okay, so blah blah blah. The fairgoers were even unfamiliar with the light bulb, so they were completely just like in awe when the Court of Honor was lit at night.
Lit. Yeah,
that makes more sense about like how important this was for people like to go to.
Yeah,
that makes more sense.
Yep.
Yeah,
and we'll get. Okay. Oh, sorry. We kind of already did get to it. It's a World's Fair because the 46 countries came to like
build
expositions of their own thing. So it is supposed to be like honoring different parts of the world. Which, fun fact, Walt Disney's dad worked on part of the fair, and that is what inspired Epcot.
Cool.
Was the World's Fair.
I did know that.
You did know that?
Mm-hmm.
Have I told you that?
I don't know.
I think I've told you that because I thought that was like the best. That is one of the things from the book.
I listened to a Time Suck episode.
Gotcha.
Of the World's Fair.
Oh, so I shouldn't have done this.
I don't retain information. I don't know most. I don't know most of what you're telling me right now.
So,
but I did know that fun fact.
Performances of classical music were scheduled for the buildings of the Court of Honor. However, the court was having trouble competing with the Midway, so the concerts weren't really attended, which the Midway was like the part that was like islands and ferries and all of that good stuff.
Got it.
So Theodore Thomas, the fair's musical director, resigned halfway through the exposition because he was like, "Man, they're not coming to listen to me." But he recommended that, quote, "For the remainder of the fair, music shall not figure as an art at all, but be treated merely on the basis of an amusement," which is like kind of what music is now anyway. I mean, I know that it is an art form and like there are still symphonies and stuff like that, but anyway. So to solve this problem, the Court of Honor started featuring John Philip Sousa marches, which were like, you know, like drum marches.
Yeah.
Donkey races, boat and swim races in the lagoon, international tug of war contests, tightrope walking, and parachute drops.
I would watch a tug of war competition.
I would love that.
Just a country versus country, just tug of war? I'm in.
Yeah. Why isn't tug of war in the Olympics? That should be an Olympic sport.
Bro, it should be. Also, I loved the tug of war in It Takes Two. You just fall into a hole.
Oh, yeah. That was like the hardest game.
Yeah, it's you just like click Y as fast as you can, and whoever like clicks Y faster.
Yeah, whoever like by like a millisecond slows down, like basically loses.
Yeah, and it's pulled so far. It's like you're both basically like neck and neck, and then you skip like one, and you're like halfway there already.
It's like a straight man. We were just like,
this is making me want to play Mario Party.
Oh yeah, Mario Party.
That's literally what it was like, except it was just for two people. I was so fucking happy with all of the mini games and shit like that. Okay, anyway, so I'm just never gonna stop talking about this game. The Midway's most outstanding feature was George Washington Gale Ferris's, say that name 5 times fast, gigantic wheel ride, which was the first Ferris wheel ever built. What are you doing?
We're saying it.
Yeah, we're saying it. I don't say.
Got it.
And then I started saying gigantic wheel ride. That's a fun phrase.
Gigantic wheel ride. Yes.
That's what they should call them. They should just go away from Ferris wheels and start calling them gigantic wheel rides.
This is it.
Mm-hmm.
It looks, just like a normal Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
It was not
pretty big.
A normal Ferris wheel. I will tell you why.
Did it come off the thing and just roll around the fair?
No, but that'd be super sick. But there was, so this isn't in my notes. So when it was being constructed, it was like basically halfway done to being constructed. And they thought it took so much steel, I think it was steel, to build this fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
And they thought that it was going to be like unstable. And I think it was actually more than halfway done, because they started thinking that the top was going to be like too heavy or whatever and it was going to fall over. And then there was this huge sudden windstorm that swept over, like right by like Jackson Park. And it was so strong that it shattered the windows of a lot of the buildings, and they had to like completely rebuild those. There were a lot of really fucked up things that happened during the construction that like, they were like, we don't even know if we're going to be able to do this. And they did make it happen, obviously, but it was really fucked up. But they were like convinced, like 100% that the Ferris wheel was going to fall. And it was already like twice the size of a normal Ferris wheel. And it didn't. It stood completely strong. Literally nothing happened. It did not waver at all. So it was great.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Don't call it the Windy City for nothing.
They didn't have this. Did they have Ferris wheels before, like without electricity? Like,
no.
So
this was like the first Ferris wheel ever. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So I will show you it. Did I not just show you it? I did just show you it. I think you did. Okay. Yeah.
How many people per?
So I will.
Okay. Oh, jeez. Yeah. Okay.
This was a direct response to Gustav Eiffel's Tower for Paris in 1889. The attraction featured a 140 foot high, or 140 foot 140 foot high towers, and a 250 foot diameter wheel whose apex brought riders to a point higher than the crown of the Statue of Liberty. The wheel has 36 cars.
Really fucking high, right?
Yes.
I don't think I've never been to the Statue of Liberty, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty fucking high.
How high is the average Ferris wheel? Okay, 40 feet. This was 250 feet.
Yeah, fuck that. I wouldn't get on that thing. It's huge.
These are huge buildings.
No, yeah, but without like, there's no like a real like frame of reference in the photo.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to say like these are really like big buildings, and it's fucking huge. So the wheel had 36 cars, each of which could carry. Can you estimate how many people it could carry?
I would say, fuck it. That's a really big, like 12 to 16.
Okay, Sergio, do you have a guess of how many?
Sorry, I was looking up how many stories that would be, like a normal building. It'd be 22-story building.
That's so big. That's so big.
Sorry, what was
how many people per cart?
There are 36 cars in a 250 foot diameter wheel.
20. I feel like it's a lot more. 100. No, that's too much. I'm 30. Final answer, 30.
Okay, and yours was 12 to 16. 40 people per car.
40?
I read 60 when I was reading the book. They said 60 people. They said they were about the size of a small ballroom.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I wonder how much money I would have to get paid to get in there, because there's no way. How much were they paying?
Yeah, people paid to go to fuck that.
For 50 cents each, 1.4 million riders went for 2 revolutions on the Ferris wheel.
How much is that in today's money? I wouldn't pay 50 cents in today's money.
$700,000 in today's
No, I mean...
50 cents is back then.
Damn.
How much is 50 cents?
Inflation,
you were asking how much 1.4 million riders is probably about
how much
15 million riders today.
How much is that in dog years? How long did it take for one revolution? Did you know?
No, I did not look that up. That would have been a good one.
30 days.
15 cents in 18.
Is it 50 cents or 15 cents?
50. 15 cents to ride the boat. 50 cents to ride the Ferris wheel.
Yeah, how much is 50 cents?
I know. I'm going.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't get a normal size Ferris wheel.
$15.
$15? Yeah, I wouldn't pay $15 to get on that.
I definitely would. I would 100% do that. It's like,
that's too high.
You know, I actually don't know if y'all had these things at your Six Flags, but they're like the rides that you have to pay $20 to be on instead of like you're already in the park and you have to pay $20 to get on them, and it's like
absolutely not. Never heard of that before.
What a scam!
Bullshit. How good is this ride? Do you die?
You die.
It's basically there was one where it's like probably like 40-foot poles, and then there are 2 like bungee cords that lead into a little ball,
yeah.
and then they launch
I think
you.
we do have that.
Do you have to pay for it though?
I don't know. I've never
They
done
definitely
it.
have that, but
Yeah, that's $20 or whatever. So
to pay for extra? I already fucking paid to be there.
why did I just bring that up? I have no idea.
Because you said you would pay $15 to go on that thing, and I said I wouldn't, and you said that.
Yeah, I also have not ever paid $15. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Because like something like that, it's like that to me has the same kind of like effect as like bungee jumping or like the big like drop swings that they do.
Yeah.
Like I get like paying for an experience like that. Like if you come from like some other place in the US and you go here where like this new things,
Yeah.
it'd be like us paying to go to an amusement park.
Yeah, but
But this was brand new and
Right.
it was temporary.
It's like a whole experience. It's like,
wait, was there?
Yeah.
There was an admission fee though, wasn't there?
No.
There was no admission fee.
No.
I thought there was.
Oh wait, no, there was.
There was.
There was.
That
There
is
were 100% was. There definitely was an
Was
admission
it the 15
fee.
cents? I think it was 15 cents.
No.
Oh. Okay.
No, that was to take the like
Got it.
mid-city boat to the
Got it.
fair.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, I am misspeaking. There was definitely an admission fee. I do not know how much it was, but there were also plenty of free visitors.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So, a
This
New
Ferris
York-
wheel is like the most interesting part. I'm sorry.
Oh, it absolutely is. 100% like all of this shit, fucking Ferris wheel. Like even going there, it's the only thing you're looking at.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it's fucking like 40 times the size of anything else that's there. So.
100%. A New York entrepreneur ordered a half-sized wheel for his park in Coney Island, telling a reporter, "We Americans want either to be thrilled or amused and are ready to pay well for either sensation."
Wrong.
I'll pay triple.
I do like Ferris wheels though.
I honestly don't give a shit about Ferris wheels.
Like if they're free.
There was one at like a fair.
It's relaxing.
There's like there are fairs that you go to like county fair. Have you ever been to a county fair?
Yeah.
So you get like tickets. You have to like go buy tickets or whatever, and then
Yeah.
like each ride on the Ferris wheel is like so many tickets or whatever.
Yeah.
But you're not paying to get into the fair. You're just like there.
Yeah.
That's fun, but I've never been on like a 2-person one, like the ones that you see in the movies that are like just a bar across your lap. I've always been in ones that are like a little
Like a cage?
yeah.
Weird.
I'm the opposite.
I've been on both.
Too.
I've never been on one.
But I hate Ferris wheels because I hate the fact of knowing I can't just leave.
Oh, you can.
In a Ferris wheel?
Yeah, you just probably won't survive most of
that's
the
true.
times.
I would like to survive most of my.
The
Thanks.
one in Disney's California Adventure is a cage. That's the only one I've ever been in that's like a actual
Gotcha.
cage.
Even
Well,
at
that
the
one moves, huh? Like moves.
Yeah, and
Like
those
moves well.
swing.
yeah, that's
Fuck
what I'm
that.
saying. That's the
That's
only reason why I
worse.
like Ferris wheels is because you can like swing in them. But I've never been in one of the
I don't know if they have those anymore.
2 people seaters ones.
Or like the open ones.
Yeah,
I don't know if they had used them anymore.
because I
Because I feel like people, they're probably just like, yeah, people are gonna jump.
I think
shit.
Santa Monica Pier still has it. Like it's.
Is it really?
Is it? I think it's like a normal,
I don't
like
know.
the not normal, like the original, like or the old.
I don't know. I haven't been on a Ferris wheel since. I do remember the last one I was on. It was in Seattle.
the last one.
Ted made me go on one at the pier.
Oh, the last one I went on, I remember Foster the People was playing, and it was probably in 2016 or 17. But we were at a county fair with Dominic and I were with our friend Joe, and we like went on one in like the little cage thing, and then it was 2017 because then Joe was like, "Why the fuck is Foster the People playing in 2017?" And we got maple flavored ice cream.
I think, ironically, I paid $15 to go on that Ferris wheel
That's $15.
in Seattle.
Oh my god. Oh, it's on a pier. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's like an iconic thing, I guess. I don't know.
Also, I think I lied. I think the Santa Monica has like a little teacup thing where it's like 4 people.
Oh,
just-
yeah.
I just
those are a
remember.
thing too.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Shit, dude. Teacups,
shit. Dude.
not in like on Ferris wheels, but teacups like the speed one.
Yeah.
Favorite ride of all time. I cannot tell you how much I fucking love teacups.
I had a really big fear of being dizzy as a kid. I don't know why. It was was a very terrible fear.
God, I learn something new about you every day.
Do you?
No.
I didn't think so.
It's always a very good day when I learn something new about
But I had a really big fear of being dizzy for some reason. Cause I don't know, in my child brain, I was just like, one day I'm just gonna be dizzy and it's never gonna stop, and I'm just gonna be dizzy forever. And I don't know, that just terrified me, and it still kind of does to this day. Like, I hate the thought of having vertigo, like as an actual condition that you just have all the time or like get frequently.
Were we together when I used to get really bad vertigo?
No.
Yeah, I used to, because like they say you like have to like lay down really fast. It was when I lived in my apartment that we lived in Denver.
Got it.
Yeah. Not
No,
fun.
like
but
the
it's
thought
not
of it
the
makes,
worst.
but yeah, the thought of that still kind of freaks me out because then I don't know. I don't know much about vertigo. I'm afraid to look it up because it scares me.
My roommate gets it, and one point she had it for like a whole month. It sounds like the worst
Yeah, and
thing
then
in
like
the
the
world.
long term part is what scares me because that was my fear as a kid, like
Yeah.
having long term like
It
dizziness.
sounds terrible.
But there are
So-
things that you can do with physical therapy that actually like super help with it. And again, there's like the trick if you're having it, an immediate release is like on the side that you have vertigo or whatever, you like lay down really fast on that side because it recalibrates your inner ear to get you to have balance again.
Well, I mean, just the possibilities. Like I had a fear of being dizzy, so it's
Either
like
way, so you didn't like teacups, I think.
so no, I would every time I'd go on those rides and like you just spin the big wheel in the middle to do it. I would like
Push the other way.
as a kid, yeah, I would pretend I was spinning, but I would actually be like holding and like trying not to spin it just so it would slow down a little bit. And I would just like no one ever really caught on because everyone else was like trying to spin. And I was
Right.
just like, oh fucking stop.
Dude,
Oh, it
we
was so bad.
fucking my mom, when I was like 5, I think, we went to our Six Flags is called Elitch Gardens because it's literally on a block called Elitch Gardens in Denver. So we went to Elitch's and we went on the teacups when I was 5. And my mom fucking loves teacups. So it's like everybody else was with their like little teeny tiny kids and they were like doing, like the whatever. And my mom was like, no. Like, and it was like the first time I had ever like been like spun so fast that I like had to do, like I was just pushed against.
Yeah.
And I think that's like what's like sealed it for me. I was like, this is the most fun.
I
I
hated
think it's the most adrenaline I'd ever felt as a tiny 5-year-old.
I hated getting on those rides with like the one kid who would just like hit his fucking stride and he's just like kind of smacking it at a certain point. It's spinning so fast, he's just like laughing, like scream laughing, and just like hitting it. I'm just like, there's no way I'm fucking stopping this thing. I'm spinning to the
You're going with it
Yeah.
if you end up trying to
I'm
tap
spinning
it.
to the goddamn moon now. I'm gonna burn my hands trying to slow this thing down.
Remember that ride, like the UFO thing or whatever? You just spins real quick?
Yeah. Did you ever go on that?
No, fuck no.
I did it a couple times and I was like,
Same. Oh
Yeah.
no, I loved that.
It's
I never
intense.
did like the walk up the wall or like
oh yeah,
get
those
upside
like
down or whatever.
freak kids just like, oh, I'm walking. It's just
Yeah.
spider kids walking around,
Yeah.
just like holding on to your life.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
There were also, I don't know if this is universal in those things, but the you're sitting against.
Yeah, we have a Universal. It's in Studio City. Next question. Sorry.
Stupid.
You sit against a pallet and then each person is on their own pallet and
Yeah.
then like the pallets move up and down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, never went on those. I never.
so fun.
I tried to avoid anything that would spin. I didn't like it. I don't love it now, but I'm like okay with it.
There's a ride at.
Like, I could do teacups now.
There's a ride at
Oh, my favorite,
Elitch's that is like you're sitting. Okay, there's like a thing, like a thing, and then there's a circle around it. And on the outside of the circle, there are seats,
Uh huh.
and then the thing just swings and
Yeah.
it's spinning at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing.
Got it. It's
Would
like
you
a
do that?
pendulum, but like you sit on it and
Yeah,
it spins.
and it spins. Yeah, would you do that?
No. Like I would, but like if I had a choice, no. Like I.
What about the half pipe, which is basically the same thing, like the same structure of the little like circle thing, except you're going up and down a half pipe, and it's spinning the whole time.
That's literally the same thing.
Kind of. It's a little bit
Is there
different.
just a half pipe underneath me? I don't understand.
Yeah.
No, it's terrible.
You're
It's
you're
literally
either
the same ride.
being swung or you're on a track.
Oh
Those are the two different things.
Does it feel different?
no, pass. No,
Probably not.
I don't even like the pirate ship.
What? That was literally going to be my next question.
I went on a pirate ship in Mexico, and it was the jankiest thing, sketchiest thing ever. The bar was like up here falling off, and the ship would like swing, but like almost like over, so you're like facing down. It was the scariest thing I've ever experienced. I thought I was gonna die.
Oh my god,
I
no.
love that.
It was some random corner, like they just like put up a little fair, and like they bought like a swing from like the 1800s or something.
It's
I
about
don't
like
know.
a decommissioned
Yeah,
100-year-old
yeah.
swing.
Did not.
They bought the fucking pirate ride that was debuted at the World's Fair.
That's what it was.
Wow. You're part of history.
I am history.
You are a part of his story.
Nice.
Thank you. Wow, is that why they call it history? Dun dun.
Sure.
Dun,
Why not?
dun.
This is God's story. Okay, anyway, so other performers included the escape artist
You
Harry
broke
Houdini.
my brain with that one. I'm sorry. It's just like, wait.
Harry Houdini
Yeah.
went to the World's Fair. Ragtime pianist Scott Joplin and Buffalo Bill Cody and his Wild West show, which there was like hella drama trying to get fucking Buffalo Bill there. Like it was like crazy drama, but they finally got him there. It was like a lot of people were gonna come for him, and then he was like, "No, I'm not gonna come." And then finally he was like, "Fine, I'll come," or whatever. But anyway, he showed up. It's great.
Sick.
There were also beauty contests, dwarf elephants, a two-headed pig, boxing matches, and Hindu jugglers. So that, in that regard, it was definitely like a fair, like,
Yeah.
you know, like a county fair. So among other attractions at the fair, several products that are well known today were introduced. These products included juicy fruit gum, brownies, Hershey's chocolate, which was Hershey, the guy, you know, so-and-so Hershey, had a caramel factory before that, or like a caramel business before that, and he debuted chocolate at the fair.
Mm-hmm.
So that introduced Hershey's chocolate, cream of wheat, and Pabst Blue Ribbon beer, among many others. And truly, the fair just debuted some of the world's most revolutionary.
Truly was there? Truly's from the fair. Sorry.
Literally the dumbest joke you've ever made, and I'm kind of mad at you.
Sergio liked it.
I love that.
The fair debuted some of the world's most revolutionary inventions and concepts known to mankind.
Yeah. Like the electric chair.
So I'm on to another section. Do you want to take a break?
I just want to grab a beer. So I mean, yeah, we can take a break. We don't
I
have to
have
stop
to
filming.
pee.
Okay, let's take a wee break.
Okay, cool.
Welcome back to the podcast. Here's a crack for your pod ass. Oh no, I spilled it. Got a droplet on the chair. I'll clean it up. All right. Where are we at, Junie?
Some racist shit, of course. They don't call it the White City for nothing. That's the heading of this section.
Oh, did not see that one coming.
So,
Did not see that one coming.
nice.
Thank you.
International exhibits included German and Irish villages, mosques, a Cairo street, a Native American reservation, half-naked Dahomean villagers, and Algerian belly dancers. But there was no acknowledgement of the more than 8 million African Americans. Civil rights leaders protested the refusal to include African American exhibits. Frederick Douglass, Ida B. Wells, Irvin Garland Penn, and Ferdinand Lee Barnett co-authored a pamphlet entitled, quote, "The Reason Why the Colored American is Not in the World's Columbian Exposition, the Afro-Americans' Contribution to Columbian Literature," unquote, which addressed the issue that African Americans were not allowed a place in the World's Fair. Civil rights leader Frederick Douglass himself complained that the only examples of African culture on display were the villagers from Dahomey. So there was African representation, but there was not African American representation. And even though there was African representation, it was very minimal. So he organized a Colored People's Day at the fair and was jeered at and ridiculed for it initially, but then he spoke. The exposition was, among other purposes, the largest reconciliatory event since the Civil War. held while lynching was on the rise in the South. Douglas said, quote, "We Negroes love our country. We fought for it. We ask only that we be treated as well as those who fought against it," unquote.
Well said.
Similarly, the Native American exhibits organized by the curator of Peabody Museum of Harvard University were criticized by one of the staff members because they were, quote, "used to work up sentiment against it says the bad word, but I'm just going to say Native American, against the Native American by showing that he is either savage or can be educated only by government agencies. Every means was used to keep the self-civilized Native Americans out of the fair." So that curator was fired.
Good.
Bye, bitch.
Boy, bye.
According to the University of Notre Dame history professor Gail Betterman, in her 1995 text, Manliness and Civilization, she writes, quote, "The white city, with its vision of future perfection and of the advanced racial power of manly commerce and technology, constructed civilization as an ideal of white male power." But that's the end of the section, so it was fun. It's rid yourself of them depressions, mate. Time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Need some of them Schmitty's little helpers.
Yes. Dooney's little helpers.
Uh-huh.
All 5 of them. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just about done. So the end of the fair is the next section. The fair ended with the city in shock as popular Mayor Carter Harrison Sr. was assassinated by Patrick Eugene Prendergast 2 days before the fair's closing. So closing ceremonies were canceled in favor of a public memorial service. When I was reading my notes back earlier, I was kind of rehearsing them because I didn't know how well this was all going to flow. So when I read this line, I said, "As popular Mayor Carter Harrison, sir." And I was like, wait, senior.
Sir.
Sir.
He was a knight?
Yes, a very old knight. A senior knight, if you will.
Nice.
Senior knight.
Senior knight.
Also, I always have this thing when I hear the name Prendergast, because there's Prendergast, there's Prendergrast, and there's Pendergrast. And I hate that. Hate that there are all those names. Just pick one.
Okay.
Anyway, Jackson Park was returned to its status as a public park in much better shape than its original swampy form. The lagoon was reshaped to give it a more natural appearance, which is so funny. Men reshaped it to make it look more natural. That is the most human thing I've ever heard of in my life.
That doesn't make any sense.
Except for the straight line northern end, where it still laps up against the steps on the south side of the Palace of Fine Arts / Museum of Science and Industry building. The World's Fair is mentioned in the University of Chicago's alma mater, saying, quote, "The city white hath fled the earth, but where the azure water lies, a nobler city hath its birth, the city gray that shall never die." And my closing statement is that one farmer was overheard speaking to his wife as they left the fair, saying, quote, "Well, Susan, it paid, even if it did take all the burial money," unquote.
Damn.
And that is the Chicago World's Fair.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Who cares when they bury when they're dead, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Got to see a light bulb and electrocution
We
chair.
got to see a light bulb.
They probably got a, was it a pauper's grave? Like that. Is that what I'm thinking of?
Probably. I just am not educated on anything.
It's like a, no, I think it's P-A-U,
Popper's Penguins.
Pauper's, maybe I'm making it up. Maybe that's not the phrase. Is it?
Pauper's funeral. In the United Kingdom, a pauper's funeral was the funeral for a pauper paid for under the Poor Law.
Yeah, it's like a city funeral, I guess. It's like, usually it happens
A
when
grave
like,
paid for at public expense because the deceased person's family could not afford a proper.
yeah, I think every time I've heard it, it's usually like a like a unnamed, like an unknown person. No one was able to claim them. So they, so they get like just a generic whatever, put you in the ground funeral.
Unmarked grave.
Yeah, that's probably what they got. All for a light bulb.
Who fucking cares when they're 6 feet under? They care when they're, here.
Yeah.
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 Oi, oi.
They saw the electric chair. Good for them.
Yeah.
Worth it.
Totally worth it. All right.
Totally worth it.
Well, time for some facts.
Some magic.
I'm going to take you down a rabbit hole that I went down.
Is it actually going to be a rabbit hole? Like the rabbit hole?
Yeah, it's about Alice in Wonderland.
No, not at all. Not at all.
No, it's who?
Not at all.
Like a rabbit's hole?
Ew, gross.
His house. Jerk.
Oh, they're talking about the magician's hat. What's that?
Still sounded euphemistic.
Oh, that magician's hat?
Yeah.
Huh?
Gotta pay the toll.
Get into this boy's soul.
What's a boysel?
Okay, so I'm gonna start this off.
Okay, I hope you do.
And it's gonna sound like I am researching something that's way smarter and more serious than I would be researching, and we'll get to the part of how I got there, and it's far less
exciting.
No, it's definitely
intense?
more exciting to me. It's just far less
extensive.
Are we gonna guess? Are you gonna
serious.
give us clues, or are we going straight into it?
I mean, you can guess about what I'm going into. You're not gonna get it, but do you want to take it?
Can you imagine if one of us just said it the first fucking thing?
It'd be crazy.
Amelia Earhart.
That's a whole topic. That's like a whole thing.
Fine, Amelia Earhart's hat. I don't know.
Yeah.
She have a hat?
I think she had the goggles thing like that.
Oh,
Little
yeah.
aviator cap.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yes, it's about her cat.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh.
No.
Nothing?
No.
Yeah, didn't think so. So.
Now I have a lot of things.
So, I'm also kind of having trouble. Generally, what this topic is
He's a little bit drunk. It's okay.
No, that's not why I'm having trouble. I'm having trouble because, like I was telling you, when I did my research, I started with something, and then it kind of took me down this weird rabbit hole where all these things kind of connected to each other. So I was trying to organize it. So what the general topic is, I guess, is magnetoreception.
The fuck does that mean?
We're gonna get into that.
Magnets?
No, it's Magneto from X-Men.
His
Which is a Marvel
receptionist.
reference. Marvel. What's up?
Get it!
His receptionist.
Yeah, Magneto's receptionist.
Got it. I'm in.
Okay, so we're gonna start with dogs. Good old pups.
Wait,
Dogs,
I thought you said ducks.
not ducks.
Me
I
too.
love ducks
Me
too.
too.
Did you see that video? I saw it was like a TikTok. I saw it.
Yes or no? He said ducks to begin with. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. I saw a video on Instagram. I think it was a TikTok, but it was a guy with his little pet baby duck, and the whole TikTok was how the duck's feet sound walking on different surfaces.
I saw that.
So he would walk by,
And you didn't send this to me?
and the duck followed him. So it was always like him walking by, then the duck just like pat, 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 pat.
Dude,
It was like a different
I'm
service.
offended.
And at the end, it was like, which one do you think was best?
I'm genuinely offended that you did not send that to me.
I didn't send it to anyone. If that makes you feel better,
It doesn't make me feel better.
it was just a little joy for me. Okay, can I keep some joy for myself?
I share all of my joy with you. That's what this partnership is.
No, it's not. It's not all it is. How dare you reduce it down to just
Joy and happiness that we share together. I think this is a divorce podcast now.
There's also joy that we can, hold near and dear to ourselves. Jeez, I told you about it. I just shared it with you now. God. You want to get into magnets and
No.
their receptionists?
No.
Okay. So we're going to start with dogs, not ducks.
Okay.
Dogs. Dogs and their little snoots. They're talented little snoots. We all know their beaks, if you will, cotton. You know, they're talented sniffers. They can track things. They have a great sense of direction. You know, maybe not Finn, maybe not our dog, but dogs in general, I think.
I'm sorry, I just remembered that we got contacted about Cody. I'm so excited.
Oh, yeah. So, they appear to have a sense allowing them to sense the Earth's magnetic field as well, which is, you know, complementary to their already great fucking sense of smell and hearing to help them navigate. You're looking at me very confused.
I'm just thinking.
Is that why they can sense earthquakes?
Probably. Kind of. Maybe not. I don't know.
Or storms.
Maybe, yes. I don't go into that, but that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
If I went into that, this would be a lot longer than it already is. So, exactly how and to what extent that they can use this is unclear at this point. And this hidden sense is called magnetoreception. And until recently, it was only speculated that canines had it. So it's in other animals, such as like.
That's what my like confused face was. I was like, this is a thing that other animals have.
Yes, exactly. But yes, it's well known that other animals have it, like birds, like migrational birds that, you know, go from north to south for the winter or whatever. You know?
Yes.
So that's a thing. But it was only until recently, it was only speculated that canines also possess this. So what is magnetoreception? The definition is a sense which allows an organism to detect a magnetic field to perceive direction, altitude, or location. This sensory modality is used by a range of animals for orientation and navigation and as a method for animals to develop regional maps. So it's literally just an internal navigational tool that these animals have.
It's an inside compass.
It's an inside compass. This is my outside compass. This is my inside compass. Beer sip. What are you doing?
Nothing. I was just gonna say something that's totally not.
You keep like taking weird breaths. I'm like,
because I keep being about to say something, and then I just like realize that it's totally not necessary for me to say.
Got it. You could still say it. Anyway, so when returning from a hunt, some dogs will retrace their steps by using scent trails known as tracking, but others will return using a completely different route, which has been deemed the term scouting. So, you know, dogs will track something, an animal or whatever. And a lot of them, or some of them, not a lot of them, some of them will just follow that scent trail sort of back. It usually has to do with, you know, like their owner will be with them or whatever. They'll follow sort of like whatever scent trail they were following, they'll just trace it backwards. But then a majority of dogs will create a new route, but still end up in their starting position. So that's what this whole research is going to get into.
What sparked this question for you?
Funny you ask that, because that's what this next section is called. How did I get into this? Because I felt like explaining myself before we get further into this research makes a lot of sense. A few years ago, science has gone too far. Science has gone too far. Scientists found dogs tend to poo and pee along a north to south axis. And that's where I got into it. So I was like,
how do you discover that? Is that
which is suggesting that they're able to sense the Earth's magnetic fields, because they actually, like, they'll prefer north to south, and like a lot of them actively avoid east to west. Like they will.
What does that mean? Like the direction they face when they're pooping?
Yeah, they'll go like north to south to poo or pee, and avoid east to west.
They'll face that way though. That's what you're saying. Not like the pattern of their poops.
No, they don't poop sequentially like north.
Okay.
No, like yeah, they when they're pooping, they'll face or like face away like north south. That's the axis they sort of behave on.
Okay, much clearer now.
Which I read, and I was like, I need to know more. That's how I got to this. There's a lot more that goes into it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Our dog does not do that.
He actually did today. When I took him to poop this morning, I was like, I read this research yesterday.
Yeah.
And so when he was gonna go poop today, I was like, let's see, and he did. Today he pooped facing north-south.
He did not poop facing north-south for me today.
Do you even know where north-south is?
Where are we? We're on...
This is spring.
This is spring?
Yes.
West is this way.
Nope.
East is this way.
Nope.
Oh.
That's opposite. It's literally...
What?
Yeah.
That's north-south.
This is north and south?
West is this way.
Yeah, west is that way. East is that
Oh,
way.
sorry. Yes, that is what I meant. Sorry. Yes. This is west. Fifth is west.
Yes.
East. Yes. And then north, south.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, it didn't.
Okay.
I mean...
Science is a lie!
So, they did trials to test this whole thing out.
He pooped southwest.
Yeah. Okay, so the trials that these dogs went through. 70 dogs, 37 breeds over 2 years.
Damn.
Can you guess how many poo-poos were taken in those 2 years by these
37?
70 dogs?
70. 37 breeds?
37 breeds, 70 dogs.
Don't look at me like that.
No, I thought that was your answer for how many poos were taken in 2 years. It's like 37. Like Finn took that this month.
Yes.
70 dogs over 2 years. How many poo-poos? You could both take a guess.
I'm gonna
Can
use
I
a
calculate
calculator.
real quick?
No calculating.
Oh, come
Okay,
on.
this is an open book test. Just give me your guesstimation.
It's embarrassing if I mess it up this badly.
It's a dog shitting for 2 years. It's not embarrassing
It's
to get that
70
wrong.
dogs shitting.
It's 7, yeah.
It's not embarrassing to get that wrong. How would anyone know that?
Because you do the math. If you do 70 times 365
Just
and you poop this many
Times 2. Yeah.
That's embarrassing math. So I'm not
You're
going to be able to say it.
you're stalling. Just give me a fucking guess.
All right, so 300
5,000
plus 300 is
poops.
600.
5,000 poops.
I don't know.
Don't do any math. Just guess.
60 plus 60 is 120. 720 plus 10. 730 times 70.
730 times 70.
Yes.
That's your final answer.
Yes.
What is the answer? What is? I don't know what that number is. It's a lot.
I didn't know we could answer this way.
I told you not to, but Ginny's breaking all the rules.
51,100 poops.
Okay.
See, this is where my 7,000 sounds really stupid.
Sergio wins.
Wait, 70? Is that what it? Wait, what did
Fuck
I
yeah.
do? 70.
Was I right on? Then was I
Oh, you
exactly?
did. 300, 120,
Math is fun.
10.
You're nowhere close if it helps you give up any sooner.
Sorry, no. Hold on. Yeah, no, that's my final answer. 51,100 poops.
Okay. It's 1,893. Okay. So where did we
My
leave
bad.
off? I don't even remember what happened.
We're talking about
1,000.
poops. How many poops? 1,000 poops. 1,000 poops for 70 dogs in 2
Almost
years.
2,000 poops. Almost 2,000.
What you didn't catch was that the dogs weren't being monitored the whole time.
Not that I know of. I mean, probably not.
Okay, I calculated that our dog takes about 1,400 poops in 2 years. So if 70 dogs take only 1,400 poops in 2 years, that means they're pooping like a quarter poop every 3 days.
I mean, to be fair, I never told you they would be monitored 24 hours a day.
Yeah, but you did not tell me that. You did say that it was all that dogs over 2 years, so I imagine it was over 20
Also,
then.
what
didn't
kind of
ask the right-
scientist are you that
you
you're
didn't
watching
ask the
dog
right
poops?
question.
Who is the scientist?
They're at a university, so I don't know. They're also in Chechnya.
So the job is just to like hang out with so many dogs.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I'm in.
Watching poo and pee. So how many pees do you think they took? How many pees do you think were recorded in this study?
2003.
4,000.
2,300.
Junie wins 5,582 PPs.
Where did they win?
Nothing.
Oh, nice. Bragging
Just bragging rights. Glory. Fame.
Glory.
Piss glory.
Yeah, so that's how many poo-poos and pee-pees. To reiterate, 1,893 poo-poos and 5,582 pee-pees were recorded in these
Hate that you're
trials.
saying that.
It's how it's written. I gotta read it how it's written. These
Is
are
there
scientific
photographic
documents
proof?
I'm reading.
Is this photographically documented?
Yes.
Yes. Sweet. I'll watch this later.
Yeah, there's there.
I'll watch a slideshow of every single one.
Oh,
Ooh.
1,800 poo-poos.
Yep.
5,000 something peepees.
So why the dogs prefer north-south and avoid east-west is still unclear. It is still undetermined if dogs do this consciously or on a subconscious level. So
Do dogs do anything consciously?
yes, I would say yes. I don't know the answer to what they do consciously.
Dogs,
Oh.
yes. Finn, no.
Yeah, I was gonna say
but-
the only thing our dog does consciously is make bad decisions. He'll go into the closet consciously, steal socks, and then run from us. But
So I mean, what I mean, there's like the quote that I pulled that information from is much more like scientific and thorough in what they're talking about. But basically, it's like a conscious thing is like they know exactly what they're doing. This direction sort of makes them feel that, or like that's what they're trying to do. On the other state, they just sort of feel comfortable there, not knowing why or for what reason. They just like
they're not making the decision.
they're
Their body
searching
just
around,
regularly
and they're just like, oh, this feels comfortable, and they just happen to be that direction. They just don't know exactly what they're doing. But that's that. So that was the whole research that got me into this rabbit hole. But then I went.
So you knew that?
No, that was what I found. I found the whole pooping thing. And then I was like, okay, but I need to know more about like.
What was the original thing you Googled?
I didn't Google anything. Wait, what did I Google?
Yeah, I need to know how you found this out. Like, this is like the original thing you found. Like, how did you get there?
Ooh, I remember. I was in bed and Finn was scratching at the bed, and I was like, why the fuck do dogs scratch things? So I looked into that, and I was like, what are some other like dog behaviors that like we need to figure out? And then I got into dogs pooping north and south, and then I just got into it from there.
Did you figure out the scratching fucking thing?
Oh yeah, it's just a instinct thing from dogs, like burrowing and stuff. They would scratch up